Selamat datang di kelas daring Bahasa Indonesia KBRI London bersama Dorothy Ferary dan Elisa Brewis. Video 3, tingkat madya. Pulang Kampung. In today's lesson, we'll learn some vocabulary for visiting home. We'll listen to a conversation about a very long journey to Ayu's grandmother's village. We'll learn 3 functions of the prefix me. And finally, we'll discuss the importance of oleh-oleh, or souvenirs, in Indonesian culture. First, vocabulary. Don't forget to write these down. Now repeat after me. Kampung halaman. Pulang kampung. Oleh-oleh. Pemandangan. Suasana. Roti canai. Ketupat. Kerabat. Lebaran. Meroket. Menyambut. Menginap. Now it's time for an exercise. Can you guess the missing words from the conversation? Use the words from the box above. Now it's time to check the answers. How did you do? Now we're going to listen to a conversation. Linda and Ayu are chatting about Ayu's plans for the Idul Fitri holiday. Hai Ayu, apa kamu sudah memesan tiket pesawat untuk pulang kampung?
Ya, tentu saja. Saya membeli tiket sebelum harga meroket. Tahun ini, saya dan keluarga akan pulang ke kampung halaman ibuku di Pinrang, Sulawesi Selatan.
Kalian akan naik apa ke sana?
Kami akan naik pesawat ke Makassar. Keluarga paman saya akan menjemput kami di bandara. Kemudian kami akan naik mobil ke Pinrang.
Berapa jam perjalanan ke Pinrang?
Naik mobil dari Makassar ke Pinrang sekitar 4 jam. Tetapi kalau sepupu saya yang menyetir, perjalanannya lebih cepat karena dia suka mengebut.
Perjalanannya jauh sekali. Nanti di Pinrang kalian akan menginap di mana?
Kami akan menginap di rumah nenekku. Dia biasanya memasak roti canai dan kari udang untuk menyambut kami. Di sore hari, kami akan membuat ketupat bersama-sama. Selama seminggu, kami akan berkeliling dan berkunjung ke rumah kerabatku yang lain. Selain itu, kami juga akan pergi ke pantai. Pemandangannya sangat indah dan suasananya santai.
Wah, menarik sekali.
Kalau kamu mau, tahun depan kamu bisa ikut keluargaku pulang kampung ke Pinrang.
Iya, tentu saja saya mau. Baiklah, kalau begitu, selamat berlibur, Ayu. Jangan lupa membawa pulang oleh-oleh untuk saya ya. Here is an informal version of the previous conversation. If you want to practice your spoken Indonesian, pause each slide and practice with a partner.
Now let's learn the functions of the prefix me. The first and the most common functions of the prefix me is to create an affix verb form. Some Indonesian verbs are simple verbs like duduk, to sit. But many other verbs can take the prefix me to become a more well-formed verb. You will see this in written or formal context. We heard 2 examples in the conversation when Ayu said, "Saya membeli tiket sebelum harga meroket." Membeli, which means to buy, comes from me plus beli. You can review video 2 to see the different sound changes with the prefix me. The word membeli needs an object to complete the action. This is called a transitive verb. In this sentence, the transitive verb membeli is completed by the object tiket. Another example, Ani mencuci pakaiannya. The transitive verb of mencuci is completed by the object pakaiannya. Some verbs do not need an object. We call them intransitive verbs. Let's go back to Ayu's sentence above. Ayu said, sebelum harga meroket. Meroket, which means to soar or to rocket, comes from me plus roket. The word meroket does not need an object. Let's look at another example. Air mendidih. The water is boiling. Again, the verb does not need an object. The second function of prefix me is to create an adjective. However, this function is quite rare. In the conversation, Linda said to Ayu, "Wah, menarik sekali." In this context, the word menarik works as an adjective, which means interesting. Be careful though, menarik can also act as a verb. For example, Budi menarik rambut dia. Menarik, which means to pull, is a transitive verb and it is completed with rambut dia as an object. Now let's do an exercise. First, choose a word from the box to fill in the blanks. Second, decide whether the word is a transitive verb, an intransitive verb, or an adjective. Don't forget to pause the video. Now let's check your answers. How did you do?
Finally, let's look at the culture of giving gifts, or oleh-oleh, in Indonesia. Whenever you go on a trip, it is almost compulsory that you bring back some oleh-oleh to share with your family, friends, and co-workers. There are many kinds of oleh-oleh that you could buy. You might want to buy traditional handicrafts, or kerajinan tangan. It is also appropriate to buy some smaller, less expensive gifts like keychains or bracelets, especially if you are buying for a lot of people. Some regions are famous for particular varieties of fruit. For example, Subang in West Java is famous for its sweet honey pineapples. This is another kind of oleh-oleh you could bring home, for example for your family or your neighbor. Souvenir shops are usually packed with local varieties of cemilan or snacks. These are a good option to take to work, as they can be shared easily. Other good options for your colleagues include local coffee, cakes, or sweets. So, don't forget to pack an extra bag with you on your travels for all those oleh-oleh.
To make sure that you won't miss any of our videos, make sure you click subscribe below.
See you on Saturday!
Saya bangga berbahasa Indonesia.